Hello guys, it's Chummaster here to have a BakuTech review. This time we have a re-review on Seis Tavanel. Definitely one of the most prevalent BakuTech in really just all of BakuTech, but mainly just like the first season. Very, very interesting. So I have its plastic pieces on right now. Just go ahead and open it up. Opens up like this. You do have the manual parts, which are just these gold pieces here. And then everything else is just the soul pieces, which there are 4 of, which is pretty unique just to the Tavanels. But yeah, all 4 of them opening up here like this. And then this is what it will look like. If I could move it. There we go. Alright, the G power on this thing is 660, which you can kind of see in there. There we go. So anyway, in this form, it's not great. I mean, it's just like all plastic, like there isn't a whole lot going for it. But that's fine, because it doesn't need to have a lot going for it. It has metal pieces, which I am on there. There it is. Yeah, you got the metal pieces. You get 6 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and replace all of these pieces and show you what it looks like fully equipped with metal. Alright, so here we go, having all of the metal pieces on it. Looks really cool. Definitely a lot better with this. Opening it back up, same manual parts here, same soul pieces that have to all open. There we go. And there it is. So overall, this thing, like, it definitely looks really, really nice. Now, how good is Seis Tavanel? I guess for just my personal score, I'm going to give this thing a 9 out of 10. I like this thing a lot. It's definitely one of my favorite 32mm BakuTech. If there were only 32mm BakuTech, I'd give it a 10, but I really like 36mm a ton, so I'm not going to quite give it that score. But it is still really, really nice, so yeah. But yeah, for kind of the competitive score, this is a weird one. Again, not being 36mm, 36mm are good, both because they are larger, but that's, I'd say, less of a reason. Still a reason, though, but they're just kind of insane. This thing still can compare to them and is ridiculous, but it's not as good. So I'm going to give this thing an 8.5 out of 10. It is still really, really good. I just don't want to give it a 9. Just barely don't, but it's still really good. Beats out a lot of the best 32mm, with a couple of exceptions maybe. Like, I don't know, like Giganarada, maybe like Windmill. Those are, I mean, that's a little contentious, but like, overall it is still pretty crazy for a 32mm BakuTech. There we go, I can speak. So what does it do? So as far as occupancy goes, it's not like crazy, but I mean it's not like a tiny BakuTech either. Like it takes up some of the card, at least like a decent bit. It's not that bad. Not crazy occupancy, and it's not like known for its occupancy, but it's at least worth mentioning that it's not bad. Its defense, actually kind of insane. You have 4 metal pieces touching the ground, and the fact that it has just 6 metal pieces in general. And also, I'm rating this based on the metal version. I'm not talking about the plastic cross pieces. That's just not, or plastic cross and soul pieces. We don't really need to. It's not worth it. So the metal, and yes, the metal and plastic both came in the booster. I guess it might be worth mentioning that as well. So it is fair to do this. But yeah, for its defense, it is kind of ridiculous in that way. Attack, it doesn't really have anything that opens up like too crazy. These arms, they're like alright. The head, nah. This can like, I guess, do like something, but like it mainly, it's just going to kind of brute force things off of the card with having 6 metal pieces. Control, fine enough. Nothing really to mention about it. It's not like known for any spin shots or anything. I guess you could mix and match with like the plastic if you want. You have a lot of versatility at least. If you do want to like mess around with like plastic and putting it in certain places, not full plastic, but still. So you do definitely get some options with this thing, which I mean that's kind of what the plastic is there for. I guess it's more so I would say for like extra options. I wouldn't go full plastic. But yeah, overall it is still really good. And in my opinion, between this and Seis Tavanel, I would say physically this thing is better than Seis Tavanel, but Seis Tavanel does have one advantage being that the base one can be any type, or any attribute rather. And this thing has the unfortunate reality of being a Darkus, and let me tell you, Darkus is the best attribute, unquestionably. The fact that you have a deck of something like Ozpress, Sanzu Halibos, and Seda Municus, or even like you have things like Yodan Shafor and this thing, I mean, Darkus is ridiculous. Also, you can have a Darkus Jiva Dragon. Darkus is busted. And, it definitely has a little bit less versatility because of that, and I do think you're not going to probably use this thing when Darkus just has so many options. But it is still good nonetheless, and if you are running, with more 32mm stuff, I think it's still really good, so that's fun. But yeah, also worth mentioning, this isn't related to this booster or anything, but since I'm just talking about Seis Tavanel, there is the Tavanel Gekito set. There is a translucent red version. Does come with all plastic, but if you swap it out for metal, it's pretty nice because it is 700 Gs. If you want those extra 40 Gs, go for it, but, that's a little bit pricey nowadays. I feel like these whole reviews, honestly, are still existing in, like, this 2015 land where everything was cheap, but I don't know, I just like talking about BakuTech because, I don't know if anyone really talks about BakuTech that much anymore, honestly. But I still like talking about it, so here we are. Anyway, yeah, Seis Tavanel, 8.5 out of 10. It is still really, really good. Just doesn't get that extra 0.5 from me just because I think that there is some stuff in the 9 category that's, like, really crazy. I don't quite feel comfortable putting it there. But it's still, I wouldn't want to just say it's an 8, it is still, I gotta give it its credit, so 8.5. But yeah, it's everything I have to say about Seis Tavanel. Definitely one of the more fun BakuTech to talk about. Definitely one of the most interesting 32mm to talk about, for sure. So yeah, that's everything. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.